It's Karimble Saves.
Are we on the internet?
We are on the internet. Many of you have not yet finished the VOD from the session last night. So if you would like to prevent yourself from experiencing spoilers, leave immediately, because this is all spoilers from here on out. Okay? Everybody. Several of these people are dead, so don't. I guess you'll have to find out and watch the VOD and finish it to know that's real. If you don't care about spoilers, well then stick around, because we're going to have spoilers. But today, for a little bit, an hour or two maybe, we're going to do a little bit of an epilogue. And then we're going to go upstairs into my living room and imbibe things that make us feel different than we feel right now.
And have donuts.
PCP.
Well, you can have the PCP. I'll be doing the very legal marijuana. Sarah might,
I might just die. I might just cease to exist.
Out. So.
It's not so fun when someone else is doing it, huh?
No.
I guess we'll just start. In the aftermath of the encounter with Zilladek,
we have
Darwin
another
is down
hunger.
here.
We have another hunger
we have a dungeon
sniffing
dog.
around.
We have a dungeon dog tonight. No, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here, bud. Go on,
Me?
Well, there's too many wires right here where I'm at, but.
We used to do this under our table all the time.
So, a new scourge arises in this form of Darwin, a very handsome and photogenic Australian shepherd that knocks everything off of tables that are at his butt length.
Bud. Hi.
Yeah. If you stop encouraging him, he'll fuck off. In the aftermath of your encounter with Zilladek,
the ear flops.
you all came to, after the recreation, an event that took place after using the cube successfully, taking all the energies that were absorbed through planar death and destruction by Zilladek and converting that back into more stars than all but one of you have ever seen. The city almost alight with the brightest sky any of them have seen at night. It's a weird and disorienting experience for most of you, as if looking up into a starlit sky isn't already a little disorienting, as it were. It adds more depth. You see wisps of color and blue and purples. You see different intensities of stars and different colors, and they twinkle. Sometimes, if you focus on them, they disappear, and you look off to the side, and they reappear. It's a new experience for most of you, and it's a comforting experience for you. People gather around you. People can't help but cheer, try to reach toward you, and some of them just weep, whether it's from loss recently experienced or from joy and relief. The entire citadel of Gygax
Just lay down, buddy.
is staring at a dog sniffing random shit. No, I don't love you.
Darwin,
Go
lay
away.
down.
I don't love you.
Over
I don't
here.
love
Lay
you
down.
enough. You deserve a better dad.
Hey, buddy. I'll be your new
Shakes
dad.
the whole fucking thing.
Just
You
lay
see
down.
it.
Lay down, buddy.
So, wandering through the Gygax streets with people cheering, you start seeing explosions of different kind. Some people set off fireworks, some people shoot illusory spells of celebration into the air. Professor, you notice kind of along with your algorithmic brain, but also just the way that you operate. There's something different. It's a feeling at first. Almost like forgetting something that you should remember. You can feel your high-level arcane understanding drifting. And as time passes, if you bring this up, they'll start to recognize it as well. Magic has been affected. Zilidek consumed. All magic, everything from outside the material plane. Anybody who still has magic now, you feel may start to lose some of it over time. You don't know at what rate or how. The weave is not as strong as it was. Alenia. You're experiencing a very similar thing. You don't have as high level magic, so you're not really losing knowledge of spells necessarily, or that connection to weave, but your armor feels different. It feels heavier.
This whole bond. Is it physical? I'm just gonna start unlatching pieces.
You're very quiet.
I'm gonna start unlatching pieces of my armor for the first time I've not had to take it off physically. Just exhausted. Dropping plates.
And for the first time it feels like weight is being lifted when it comes off. Icilius. You're feeling a slip in your magic as well. The limited magic that was granted to you by Alenia, now disconnected from any possible plane of celestial existence. It's just starting to... It almost feels like... it's evaporating in a way. It almost feels like just lightening the amount of magic, because it's a strange hum that you're very comfortable with. A lot of people are, but it's starting to fade a little bit. Mistral stays the same. Your swords, however, it's starting to immediately become aware to you that as these were out and you pulled them back in after everything was taken care of, you still have them. But again, over time, the amount of raw power that you all have is starting to slip. Which means Egnir doesn't have a long time to make a decision about the dragon thing. So, you're You're in Gygax, experiencing this, trying to get your bearings, kind of walking back through a sea of people. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna hug everybody.
Yeah, same.
Okay. You sort of stop, turn, and just the shared recognition of this feat that you've overcome together. Jordan is there, hugs you all, picks up most of the group. And now there's almost like, it's a weird, somber experience right now. But then Jordan starts smiling. We fucking did it! We're not dead!
Yeah, we're not dead.
Somehow.
Our kids are gonna be friends!
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go up to
Are
him
you still
and
gonna be a teacher?
hug him.
I don't know.
I kinda think it's a good idea. He hugs you back.
Looks like we need to plan a wedding. A real one.
A real one? What does that mean?
Yeah.
You see little
Holds
rings.
Up. I hold up my wedding ring.
Oh. Congratulations.
Congrats.
I'm glad neither of you died. That would have been depressing.
Then since the world's not ending anymore, we can have a good bachelor party.
Oh,
Don't
God.
have to worry.
Technically, we're already married, but
Doesn't matter.
Does that mean I get to fight another T-Rex?
Please.
please don't
Please.
don't break
I was
into any
thinking like an
zoos.
aquarium, maybe.
You're gonna kill a giant
Like a
fish.
day at the aquarium.
The
or-
Kraken.
There might be one out there.
You know, I've had my fill of that.
I think, yeah.
Don't blame me.
Now ask me again in 3 months. We gotta see your people.
We
We,
gotta
have to
make
go
sure-
to.
yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
find Kasdan.
They're at Sky Point, and your people are in the bunker.
Do we just want to, like, can you just I don't know if you can teleport us. Or are we just walking?
Yeah, how...
Do you have a 7th level spell?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's why I'm asking. Are you capable?
You're capable of casting
Is
every
it-
spell you have right
We
now.
gotta
It's
wait.
slipping slowly.
Okay.
You don't know how long.
How does this...
You're gonna have to do some research in the Hartnell to figure that
Sure.
out.
I hope the Hartnell still functions.
Do my wings feel normal?
Hopefully with the thing I
Your wings feel
wished,
normal.
basically.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
They're not a 9th level spell type shit.
Okay.
I can't
You're not
teleport
losing
us.
all magic.
Well, I mean,
It seems like from the top down it's starting to decrease, but you don't feel like this is a catastrophic like cascade. This is just starting to.
So right now we can still cast this. Okay. I can teleport us if we'd like.
yeah, let's get over there
bunker's,
really
like,
quickly in
in
case they
Gygax,
need
right?
us for anything.
The bunker is in Gygax, near the Aarakocra Wedge, which wouldn't be a far flight.
Do you want to split off from us and go find them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
Alright.
330 feet still.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking bullet. He's just the Flash.
It's a mosquito.
Hummingbird.
Those don't make sounds.
They go really fast.
I'll take everyone who wants to go and
Sure.
go to Sky Point with my
All
teleport.
right. People sort of start giving you a wide berth. They see you hug and sort of talk. And you have the discussion, and Velios leaves, and they go, and then the heroes that just saved everything are gone. So you're in Sky Point. In Sky Point, you can see much battle has taken place. There are dead people around here. Also dead mind flayers. So, let's see who's alive.
Who survived? Oh.
Who was at Sky Point?
B team.
Just who's the people? I want to make sure I have everybody down.
So,
Jules.
yeah, Julia,
Seiko.
Seiko, Katie, Kasdan.
Was EJ there too?
EJ.
Sterling.
Sterling.
Yeah. Violetta. Whatever the army was there.
Kralin was there. Not forgetting anybody?
Gift guy.
Oh yeah, the Gift
Gift
Yankee
guy.
guy.
That's true. That's what I was
Oh,
I'm
forgetting.
watching
man.
chat. So
That's
we
what I
can-
was forgetting. That's what I was forgetting.
Gift guy.
It's cocked. Okay.
Gift guy.
Zajar.
The
Gift
time-
Yankee.
Yeah, time punch guy.
Okay. Am I forgetting anybody? I think that's it.
The Golgari weren't there, right?
No. Okay. Of that group, Seiko, alive. Katie, alive. Violetta, alive. EJ, alive. Injured. He got hurt in the thing. Kralin, alive. Zajar, alive, comrade.
He wouldn't let,
Wait, Kabi.
Kabi.
he wouldn't let weak mind flayers kill him.
Kabi rolled a natural 20.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Sterling. Barely
Oh.
alive.
Oh no.
Kasdan.
Don't.
As you walk up.
Don't.
You see slumped over against the wall of Sky Point a motionless Kasdan.
I'm running over.
Yeah, the professor's.
Oh!
Oh, my god.
Oh, he's scared. And he's just,
I scared you. Fuck you. Don't act like a dead body after a battle. You asshole. I'm gonna kiss him.
he's sleeping. He's bleeding from his ears and his nose.
I'm gonna have a heart attack. You're gonna make us have a heart
One
attack.
point he got by.
I'm gonna. I have. Oh god. I have healing slots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
Sure.
helium.
Yeah, with kisses. Cure wounds. And he's fine. He'll be fine.
Darwin,
He
go
does,
down.
he does have some light injuries that will get better over the course of the next sort of like month, probably. He was very close.
He's so bored, he doesn't know what to do. Buddy, come here.
Caston, if you ever fucking die, I'll kill you. Fuck you. What are you doing?
Julie?
Julia. Not dead. Julia is actually did second best.
Wow.
did first best, my
Look
girl?
at your wife.
Kabi, roll natural 20.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you meant in the
No,
battle.
they have a modifier based on how you guys did and how and who was with them and kind of their plan and everything like that. And they had a good chance.
Alexander and Vala.
They were not a team.
Yeah, I'm asking where were they?
You gotta go to them.
Where were they?
They were in the bunker taking care of people.
Okay.
And then Val was security of that bunker.
Alias.
Yeah, if I see them, of course, I would relay the
Okay.
information.
I should have went to the bunker with you, but I wanted to be there in case.
Your people include Vel, Axia, and who else?
Well, Armadillo.
Well, yeah. They were in the bunker, and you guys defeated them. You're pretty sure the bunker's fine.
I don't think there's... Other than just
Right.
the air comfortable, yeah.
Okay. And then... about 2 Praetorians left.
Still hanging on.
Vel looks battered but is alive. And then General Axia Vosilia did not fall in battle. They have all been rolling very well.
Jesus Christ.
Your family is there. They are alive. The kids are a combination of like anxious along with a lot of the other kids, but also like they kind of think it's cool. And when they see you walk up with your bow and your full armor and shit, 3 of them say Dad, and one goes whoa. And then they all run up to you along with her, and they get around your feet and stuff. You sort of lift down and scoop them up. And she's there, and she's...
I'm also still hurt as fuck, by the way.
No. And she looks at you and hugs you along with them, kisses you, and then very softly in your ear says, "You're bleeding on the kids."
Sorry.
All right, kids, get down. Let's let Dad get out of that same bunker.
Just the most anxious dog in the world.
I know.
Darren, stop licking. I know you're nervous licking.
As you pull back from the hug and you set the kids down, she sort of looks at you a little seriously. Good boy. You're gonna want to tell Lenya to come. If she gets here in time, everything should be fine.
Oh, God.
Elena, you need to get to the bunker as quick as possible. If you get here, it will be okay. Just hurry.
Professor, can you bring me to the bunker?
I'll teleport her.
Okay. And Jordan wants to go too. Immediately.
Okay.
And you know where that's at. You were there for the preparation, so you don't have to worry about it. Pretty immediately, maybe 20 seconds.
What's wrong? What's going on?
She looks up at you. It's Vala. She defended the door. She went down. Alexander doesn't have enough left.
Take me to them right now.
Yes. And she starts pointing you in the direction. She basically gives you directions because you guys are way faster than her and she has the kids. Easy enough. You go down to the bunker. You basically immediately get to people like trying to come up. And they step aside as they realize who the fuck you guys are. And they step aside and they, thank you. Like a lot of that. Some, oh shit. Like, a lot of people, both thankful and just like in direct awe of the things that you have done in and around this city. You hang a left towards what seems to be a triage of sorts, and you sort of follow the sounds of like pain as you hear people sort of grunting and stuff like that. And inside there, on one of the makeshift gurneys, Alexander is sitting there, just sort of hunched over near Vala, and just sort of like saying words, and sort of tapping his knee. And as you walk around the side, you can see it's not a lot of physical damage. Probably mind player blast thing. Her brain wasn't sucked out or anything. But she's bleeding from the ears, and the nose, and the mouth.
She's still breathing?
No,
No.
she's dead.
How long is she? How long?
He looks up to you, and he's got tears in his eyes, but they're not like hopeless. He's just like, we can fix this.
Yeah.
Way longer than a minute. Like the last maybe half hour, 45. The battle wasn't super long. Jordan doesn't have Revivify.
I have Revivify, but it's a minute.
Are there any 8th level spells or below that would resurrect her or bring her back?
Resurrection.
Raise dead.
Raise dead. Yeah,
Is that,
raise dead.
Is that
It's
8th
fifth
or
level.
below?
5th level.
5th level. I have a diamond.
I don't need it. The professor will come and use the wish spell that she had in the wand to, and this doesn't, it's not like, you can use the wish spell to
cast another
cast
spell. Yeah.
any spell 8th level
Without
or below
rolling
without
for it.
without rolling and without
The material
components.
So, what do you wish?
That's not how it works. You
You just use raise dead.
you can do the
No, you
wish.
say, I wish, and then it uses the spell.
Yeah, but it doesn't do like the 33% thing.
No, I
unless
know it
you're-
doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of the spell again? Sorry.
Raise dead.
I wish to use the raised head spell on Vala.
Okay. You do so. And because it is a wish, there will be no rolls for this. A moment goes by, and a spark of life.
I'm gonna be on her other side.
Alexander breaks down and holds your hand and just says thank you and cries into Vala,
I'm going to start.
and he squeezes.
I'm just like looking over her wounds, and I'm going to lay a hand on
it's
her
not,
shoulder.
It's not really
Yeah.
physical wounds. It seems like a psychic
I'm
damage.
gonna lay my hands on her shoulder and give her shit, I
Jordan is
don't
going
know.
to do the same. He's going to put everything but 5, just in case anybody needs something to stabilize. So she'll be.
Well,
at
how much?
Level 15, how much does he have?
It's 5 per level, so
5 per
75.
level?
yeah,
75.
75.
Should
That's
top
what I'm
out around
saying.
65,
Everything.
actually.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
he'll just top her up. He'll do it.
He can do it. Okay.
You've done a lot, and he hasn't used that at all. And he was saving
I
it for
haven't
triage,
used
and
mine
so he's
at
gonna
all,
go.
but
No, I mean you've done a lot in general, and he just sort of takes your hand and grabs hers, and then does it himself. And
thank you.
Alexander stands up and pulls you without your consent into a big damn hug, and just says thank you so much. And he lets you go, knowing that you don't really hug, and he just goes back to Vala.
In that hug, I'll hug him back, actually.
We'll squeeze. He likes that. He's a hugger. So for a little bit here, and you can stay with the kids and stuff. They seem to have handled this. You walk back, and they're excited to be around you. Julia is in good spirits and is super relieved to see you. And before you guys teleported, you walk up, and she smiles at you. Hey.
Good to see you.
And then she makes out with him.
She is the horniest person in this whole
She
campaign.
makes out. She was dead for a while, okay?
Yeah.
And she makes out with him immediately. Just like all up in the face and the hair and pulling it, and yeah, she's a passionate woman.
Or just that
She's a wild
gif of the
magic
guy that
sorceress,
does this
okay?
and he fades away while you guys make
She
out.
doesn't have enough magic to make that happen now, but
What?
she doesn't have enough magic left after the fight to make
do
her
what?
and him disappear into the
No, I was saying
However-
we disappear when we teleport while they make out. We
okay.
go and then
However,
vanish.
what they do is after she looks at all of you guys and says, "You did a great job. And in about a week, I will reward you, but him first." And she pulls you into the magnificent mansion.
My goodness.
It's a catastrophe fuck.
That is.
You see it in movies a lot.
Yeah.
Monsters Ball, great example. It's really funny if you've ever seen Monsters Ball. It's a fucked up sex scene.
Once we're settled, like, in the bunker and it seems like everything's okay.
It does. I mean, there's other people that need some help, and you're done, and you can go around. Alexander's been doing that. He doesn't have lay on hands, though, so...
I have 120 hit points I can hand
so you
out,
can help
so...
120 people stabilize.
Yeah.
And so, between the two of you spending some time, after you take care of that, Jordan doesn't even really ask you and sort of just walks away from you while you're having that family moment and starts doing that.
Yeah.
And then you can notice after a little bit and help. And you can't save everybody. Some people have been dead for a while. Some people have their own people that are trying resurrection type stuff. There are other clerics down there from the Lithandrian faith. There's
I do have one revivify on me if there's anyone important that, you know.
there's no one seriously.
It's we need to get them.
Most important people. Everyone's important. But most people important to you personally are accounted for at this point. As far as important people within the city, if they're high-ranking military members, they're either got real fucking killed, or they have people able to part
do
of the
that for
military.
Did we ask about Delric or Carl? I
We
forget.
did not.
Okay.
They were not here though. They were at a different part.
Mm-hmm.
So Alexander and Vala, they are fine.
I'm gonna just literally give out every single point of lay on hands and healing hands and stabilize 120 people.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. Egnir, headed towards Wifey?
First I'm gonna go back into the city.
For the Golgari?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna collect the bronze mask as a trophy.
You find it pretty quickly. So there's a lot of people looking at it that are afraid to touch it. But you just pick it up. What do you do with it to make it a trophy? You just take it, or are you doing something with it? Druidcraft allows you to do some cool shit, so if that's something you want.
I'll probably break away some of the fungus from one of my pauldrons and hold it there and grow it back in.
Easy enough. You walk with it, and people give Egnir a wider berth than they give him. Because he's not a diplomat. And you put that on as it just sort of grows fungus from like the eye holes and around it, and it's incorporated into the armor. You are now a slave to Zilladek. Yeah, a badass trophy for a badass man. A very short badass man. A little Wolverine.
5'4".
There he is.
Like me.
And then I'll go find Numai.
Sure. That's a person I didn't write down.
What about Saldru?
Okay.
And Zeno.
Well, so that was tower and upper defense, much more dangerous. So you head towards that northern side where a lot of that happened. And the toll here is a lot. It would have been a lot in your area had it not been the 6 strongest people that exist it's a lot of carnage over here. The northeastern part of Gygax is largely unusable for the foreseeable future. So it's more like Miss Pac-Man than a circle at this point.
Which section, sorry?
Northeast. So you came in over here. This is a circle. You guys were here. The northern section was where a lot of that aerial battle is happening. The northeastern section is where it seems like something punched through, and then Sky Point's a mile this way. But so a lot of dead mind flayers. There's several dead crashed ships that seem to have been they broke through that area. It looks like. Trying to go basically seemingly opposite of where you guys were at, thinking that Zilodek would just occupy your time and they could sweep up everything else and not give you any backup. Oh, lags.
Ooh.
Nice catch me.
And his rock queen.
I'll do that in a second, but I need to remember that. Numai is there in her humanoid form, overseeing a lot of this for now, being very business oriented. And as you, and her back's to you, what do you do? As you see her sort of standing in a square, arms folded, and she'll do one of these every once in a while. She seems very stern and serious, just from her posture and body language. You see people carting bodies away. And what you definitely notice with your ridiculous perception is several of her green dragonborn wizards are taking Mind Flayer bodies.
Oh.
They want to learn about that.
I'll just walk up behind her, place a hand on her arm, and...
Okay, you place a hand on her arm, and there's an initial flinch and then a softening as she recognizes just your touch. And she turns around and sees you and grabs your hand and puts it around her neck a little bit, and then grabs your other hand and holds it like this. The huggiest the two of you ever get. Unless you're in the throes.
Why does Rainy have the two horniest women in this
I
fucking
fuck.
campaign?
We've been over
It made
this.
sense for Julia. Numai was always like that, and then you decided to say yes. So, and then she brings you forward like this. Then she sees the pauldron. An excellent trophy.
He got what he deserved.
I have my own trophy. And she puts her hand over, and you see several of her wizards trying to salvage a mostly intact Illithid nautiloid ship.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I also have a gift for one of your friends. And she points past that to a less good shape nautiloid ship. I think the professor could use a bit of a toy.
Oh, God.
As thanks from the royal court of the Virescent Glades, I think.
I'm sure she will be thrilled. How did you fare up here?
She has a curious look. Good and bad. The good news is Saldru has died.
Why do I feel like she maybe...
Which means
Does that mean that you...
I am all that is left.
Oh, fuck.
It seems our kingdom is bigger than I had promised.
Holy shit.
as we are now rightful owners and heirs to Yndrashis itself.
Bro.
You better let me into that library.
Yeah. Invite us over.
So, maybe time to make a decision. As I have all the dragon parts I need suddenly to make you closer. The bad news is, although bravely fought, and the reason several of these nautiloids were brought down, the Archmage Xenolixis has perished, disintegrated.
Oh.
But went out gloriously.
I could remedy that if we act quickly. Before the magic fades.
You feel it too?
Yes.
Elves are strange. No offense. You know who I'm talking about, though. Western elves are very tied to their life-death cycles. I would ask their close ones if that is what they would like before doing it. Maybe if you explain to them the planes don't necessarily exist in the way they did, it could help them make that decision, but I would ask nonetheless.
That's fair. If I become a dragon, will I retain my druidic powers?
Yes. You could also learn different. You would have access to innate draconic sorcery, like many of us. As you aged, how old are you? We never talk about this. I am 487.
Oh, Jesus.
Never bothered to count.
MILF.
Why is it attractive?
Oh no.
Perhaps the matriarch would know, but it's never been a concern of mine.
Well, I guess we'll never find out then.
Well, she should be back now. When we destroyed or sealed Zolodek,
Yeah.
the cube offered us each one wish. And I chose to bring her back so that I would not be tangled in Golgari politics.
She smiles. Understanding that you just chose her over the thing that's been your whole life. You will make an excellent king. You already have the mentality. And I suspect our children will be the same.
Mm.
10?
Jesus Christ.
Is that how it normally works?
Depends on your mindset.
We'll see what happens.
Yes, you will. Do you have any business here in the city for now?
Silidek is dead. The planes are secure. My work is done.
Well, then in that case, maybe you should be properly introduced to the halls of injustice. If your
Lead the
friends
way.
need you, they know how to get you.
Take her hand.
As you teleport to Yundrasis to oversee the fight that they endured as well. A little shabby at times, but dragons are dragons. Lots of dead kobolds, lots of dead dragonborn, lots of dead dragonkin. Not as many dead dragons. So, of the remaining people to check on, let me know if I missed anybody. Lags and the Queen of Stone both survive
Fuck yeah. I hate them,
to
but
fuck another day.
yep. Let them fuck.
Egnir is less concerned, but I would like
Yes.
to know how they go there.
Amaron, Eliska,
Liska.
and I thought there was a third.
Meglin probably didn't fight. He's an intelligence officer,
Right.
but Bella Luna.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay, Amaron. Oops. Ooh. Okay. The only one that fell of the four is Amaron. So the one that regenerated Agnir's brain and liked to smell dead bodies has become one.
Well,
You
know,
he's like that.
The
He
corpse
was the
farmer-
cleric, so it
the
makes
corpse
sense.
farmer has joined the corpses.
He's with his friends.
And
Yeah.
frankly, a Golgari probably is fine with that. Dying in battle is pretty dope. So
It's part of the cycle.
I have written down that we haven't gone over Delric, Carl. That's it.
Hartnell.
Yeah, what's up with the
Hartnell
Hartnell?
exists and is still magical and was not really affected.
Okay.
Managed to. You start hearing stories actually of a fucking porta potty talking to people and trying to get them to come inside of it for safety.
Okay.
And there's. You have a feeling that this is a colloquially significant event that may become jargon down the road. Like getting the shitter. Yeah, made it just fine. Probably wouldn't have been very good had anything got a hold of it, but you guys handled what you needed to handle. Any other people? I feel like I know I'm forgetting. Big rolls for me. Hansel and Guar.
The arch druid.
Morel
Yeah.
is alive.
Okay.
Arch druids are hard to fucking kill. They're like his ass.
That's fair.
My boy rolled a natural 20.
Don't you dare kill Guar.
Barely. Okay. All right. They're both alive. All right. As you check in with people around.
What about the the group of people that were imprisoned and then we helped them escape the material realm? I just wanted to do sending and check in and see how they're doing
Okay. As you do
on
so.
another continent.
Moderately low interactions because they weren't very magical. They were
Okay.
inherently magical, but they didn't have a lot of magical shit going on.
Okay.
Brashear.
Oh yeah!
Glad he had advantage because he wasn't fighting. That's a 17.
What about burning the girls?
I did
Burn.
write that down before this. Burn is alive. 2 of the crew died, but he still got 3.
They're people!
Yes, they are.
They're not just accessories, Jesus. I know for him, I know.
Well, they're probably more than accessories, but they know the job. Delric and Carl. Both barely scraped by, probably together. And at this point, I'm trying to ship it, but I'm not gonna.
Carl. I'm just.
Carl does not die.
Carl made it through the
Carl.
fucking campaign.
Carl has not. You guys didn't kill him,
and
and he just now
survived.
becomes unkillable. Level 5.
He's made it the whole time.
He's
It's
also
the leather armor
very
we gave
dumb.
him.
He's
That
Delric's
new
personal
sword.
bodyguard
Yeah.
now. He works for Delric and is just always there being the guy. And so, they had to do shit because you hear stories later of Delric and Carl running people from their homes that couldn't get to bunkers, running them back and forth, and they had some skirmishes, and they managed to, between the two of them, oldish, injured man Delric with some bow skills, he has some basic ranger shit, he's like level 3, and then Carl's level 5 fighter, only to get extra attack, basically, and barely made it out. Like, if they fought a Mind Flayer, they must have run or got real fucking lucky. Like, it didn't have its Mind Blast available or something. So, barely made it out. Both of them, technically, both of them were at 1 hit point. So, but they're good. And they're just very good platonic friends. Am I forgetting anybody? Before we get into your epilogues. Sig is still dead.
I want to
That
try.
sounds sadder than it is.
You wanna try what?
I want to ask Professor if she could try something for me.
Sure.
Do you have sending?
I do.
Can you try to send a message to Arlen?
Professor kind of smirks. Yeah. Anything in particular you want me to?
Well, where is he? That's what I want to know.
I'll
Or
do
if he's
sending.
even here yet.
I'll attempt to do sending to Arlen
Sure.
and say, "Hi, Arlen. It's the professor. Your sister wants to know how and where you are.
That tracks. It's a moment of pause before an answer. Did he have an accent? I don't think he did.
No, he had
It's been fucking 2.5 years.
he had just like a calm voice,
yeah.
like.
Wow. Hi. used to be a tower here. I think. Was there a war? I think this is Gygax. Get the impression he showed up where he died, which is in the city.
Yeah, I believe he's at the center of the city where the tower was.
I start sprinting.
Do you want me to? I think I might have one more.
If you have another teleport, I will gladly.
I have one more teleport for you.
Yes, thank you.
I just hand bump it.
Teleported. Naked. You see the pale, dark-haired, lithe, wingless, fallen Asimar, sort of gray, blue-eyed Arlen. As he sort of like found like a piece of like flag or something.
I'm gonna go dig through my bag holding for just anything clothes.
Well, as you do that, hi.
Hi.
And he hugs you. You're different.
Yes.
Looks up at you're done. You're new. Ish. Were you there? We didn't talk much. Who are you?
Do you remember anything?
Different body. Sorry, I used to have horns. Oh wait, was that even before the purple skin and the horns?
Before horns. That was before.
Oh god, I used to be a man. Oh, I was drunk a lot.
Scruffy hair.
I like it.
Thank you.
I'm still just hugging, not letting go.
He looks up at the stars. And he has like confused tears running down his cheeks. And he does not understand what the fuck is going on. He's been dead for a year. And he just slumps into you. Jordan walks over and sort of grabs his other shoulder. Like, are you good? Do you need anything? He's like, I feel great.
Maybe clothes.
Hey, how about we get out of here and we can catch you up on everything?
Yeah.
And
Wait.
Wait.
He looks up to Jordan.
Oh! Oh!
Looks down into your belly.
Oh! Yeah.
Nice. Divine sense. And a little celestial in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily all that.
This right now.
Yeah.
I'm starving. You start walking out of the rubble together. Is there any more questions for the immediate day?
I have just so for when I do Epilogue. Okay, so the professor's like wish at the end of the thing to basically, you know.
Yeah, Wanderer.
I should have grabbed my
Yeah.
earring.
Now the professor.
Sure. So is that just like
My
the Hartnell
teardrop.
has the ability
I'm
to
going to get it.
fuck about now? Or
The
just
Hartnell has the ability to actively cloak like normal. You can't move around unlimitedly.
Sure.
The Wanderer didn't go through time very much, but you did ask for that specifically.
Yeah.
You don't know the limits of it, necessarily. But there seems to be at least an effect as you sort of tinker away with it.
Mm-hmm.
You might perceive time less linearly than before.
Okay.
So it might not be time
I made this.
travel,
I never got to wear it.
but your mega brain might not give a shit whether it can time travel or not. It might just experience it a little bit.
Okay.
So you have a form of both pre and retrocognition and can almost experience that. Maybe you could bend it a little bit. Depends on what you want to try to do.
Okay.
That's what you get over this initial bit.
I never got to wear it.
Oh, your tear earring?
I made it and I
You
never
never
got
wore
to wear
it once.
I made it after
Really?
we had already started doing online and I had headphones and I couldn't wear it.
Shit. Okay, well,
Have I seen this? Yeah.
It's
the-
Alenia's
Oh.
earring
the teardrop earring.
and the feather.
Yeah.
That's why I thought about it.
You're gonna have trouble getting in the hole.
Trying.
Be an expert.
Trying to do it without seeing.
Well, I can help you there too. So,
Does anyone have a phone charger by chance?
I brought mine
nope,
upstairs.
just audible horny posts apparently. So, unless there's anything else for the immediate day, it's gonna become epilogue time. Okay. So. Anything that any of you want to do or try to do, now's the time. Give me your 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, more. Let's go up to the 30-ish. And if you have any broader plans after that, we can talk about it. So, who wants to go first? And if it involves somebody else, you can ask them about it. You can collaborate right now as we talk about it. But so, whoever goes first, let's not have Randy go twice in a row. So we'll stagger him. So whoever goes first, and then probably.
I guess I could go first.
You can. I know that Alex has some stuff we talked about big time.
So,
And of course, if one of these people inspire you, let it and just roll with it and say more shit. You don't have to have it planned. So Alenia of Nightstone, Valkyrie of the Keepers of the Stars.
Alenia would, of course, take some time off to deal with the baby situation.
Baby comes out. And you've gone through more pain. It's not a terrible birth. You have a lot of support from Alexander and Vala and Jordan
We'll
and
get her some
Arlen.
painkillers if that's.
Oh, God.
And Professor might have some drugs.
I'm not gonna do drugs.
Anybody
All
who
painkillers are drugs.
Anybody who wants to be there for it, apparently Professor is one of them,
I know medicine.
can be there for it. Would Egnir go to something like that?
Not unless requested.
So would you request Egnir?
I don't know.
Knowing
if
it's
I'd
not
bother.
really his thing, but
I
also
probably wouldn't.
okay. But definitely, I think Icilius and Julia,
Yeah.
Seiko, Katie, anybody who's there, they wouldn't be in the room, but they'd be there. And after a little bit, I will let you choose what happens, or you can roll for it.
For
Well, initially sex. The gender they'll figure out.
I mean,
If you have any like aesthetic ideas, like do you want like it's D&D, so you can be like, oh well, maybe it has Jordan's mustache.
I imagine that
How do you imagine?
they probably have blonde or strawberry blonde hair. Of
Okay,
some
he's
kind.
rooting for a specific thing. That's okay.
What specific thing? He wants a boy, doesn't he?
No,
No.
he's a girl dad. It's a
Really?
big time, yeah.
I don't think Melania cares either way. I think she's just
He doesn't
excited.
care either way, but he feels he definitely could use a little bit more of you in his life.
I'm fine randomly on
Randomly?
that. Yeah.
We'll let the dice decide.
I want it to be truly random.
Okay, so what are the so odds or evens for penis?
Odds.
Odds or penises?
Yes.
No penis. Evens 2.
Baby girl. Well,
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I imagine you and Jordan would be
Oh, yeah.
quite open to any experience. In fact, we'll roll for gender. What's that? So we'll go with 1 through 7. Boy, I don't know, mask. We'll go 8 through
15.
15ish. Wait, that's too much.
Non-binary?
Either
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. I don't know what it is yet. We'll see what it is. Okay, it seems to track cis, boring cis.
Oh, damn.
There's 19.
Disgusting.
So. Disgusting. But that's okay. So, strawberry blonde, little
Oh, God.
badass.
What would her eyes
Probably-
look like?
Well, he's got big blue eyes.
Yeah, have gold ones.
So maybe they're blue with gold flecks, or gold with blue flecks.
Blue with gold flecks.
Okay. A little perfectly symmetrical angel baby. Very pretty. Initially there is some divinity there, but it dims over time, and then just a normal, healthy kid that loves her bird friends. And probably has a name. A name that you get to choose, even though you're done as part of that conversation, but it's not my characters. And you would choose.
Arda.
Arda!
Hmm.
I love that name. He would not protest that much. That's too cute. And now...
I'm still calling her Nacho. You can't stop me. It's not
he,
illegal.
He might call her Nacho as a nickname as well.
Oh, God.
That's kind of cute.
I have a feeling he would actually call her Nacho, and she'd be like, when she's older, she'd be like, I don't understand, but
Yeah.
it's
I
one
was-
of those things.
In the womb, I was called Festus.
I was called
That's a true story.
Weenie, so, I mean...
I was called hemorrhoid. It's Wisconsin humor.
I suppose. Yeah.
So...
Here's a question. As I guess this is a conversation you and Jordan would have as you head towards the wedding that you were planning. Which, by the way, we don't need to do a one shot of that because that would involve fighting something at your wedding.
Yeah.
Probably.
Don't,
But we can. I don't know what would fight, but you have no loose ends really. It's not like Critical Role at this point. You guys killed fucking everybody or got rid of them.
I can theoretically think of one person.
What's
Who?
It's not necessarily attached to you, but it's someone who wouldn't like us as a group very much. Remember the person who pretended to smash the Aarakocra eggs and was like, I am the Joker, but a bird.
I killed him.
Did you? I thought he fucked off. Oh no, did you?
We talked about this at lunch.
No, that's a different one. No.
Different guy.
Oh, there's a different guy.
Different
Yeah.
guy. This is the
Yeah.
guy that went on trial, and
Yeah.
we
he got exiled. What's our last name? Are we sharing a name?
Do you want a last name?
I don't like Brown. That's what they give orphans from Brown Cedar.
Do we need last names?
We don't, but we might. I mean, a family name is kind of nice. Did you get married before the kid? we're after.
How long would it have taken for her to have the kid?
You wouldn't be showing for another, was that 8 weeks or something like that? When you show?
Oh.
How long is it? Like just a little?
I don't know how much she had left
8 to
in the
12?
pregnancy.
8 to 12 weeks. You were probably almost about to show at that point then.
I think she would have waited for the kid and all of that to settle down before they...
Okay, so like a 1-year-old kid? You don't want to take a baby to a wedding.
Yeah. I think she takes a year off
Okay.
to deal with... They bring the house out to the place that Jordan mentioned.
Mm-hmm. A little plot on the other side from these guys from the lake.
Mm-hmm.
You just spend most of the first year getting a nice rose garden, planting some trees and fixing up this, basically this lot. He spends a lot of time shirtlessly cutting wood because he thinks it's hot, and it is. At some point, a handsome dog that licks his dick a lot
Please, God.
wanders onto the farm, and Jordan falls in love with him immediately, and
So now we have a dog.
now we have a dog. Along with Bo.
Along with a Chiron and
along
a...
with Aurora.
Yeah.
Along with Rose. And at that point, he just goes, might as well be an animal rescue. You want it? He wants to do other farming
and
things.
Alenia, while raising Arda, would absolutely be out in nature a lot and teaching her to interact with the animals and...
Between Arda's experience with the two of you and her good friends in Gygax, or well, we'll see, but and her good friends, the Wassos, she gets real good with a bow. Little bow. Jordan enjoys taking care of horses like he did when he was younger. You make time to go across the lake, whether with a boat or walking around and having a nice day. It's only a little bit of a journey, a couple miles, to the Connor family residence.
Probably visit.
And we'll find out what happens then in a little bit.
But after that first year of taking some time off and just settling for a bit, I think obviously she would want to travel back and forth to Gygax from there. Because she had plans for Sky Point to set up a sort of sanctuary. And to get the help of Alexander and now Arlen. Arlen needs a place to stay. If he wants to stay with us, he can stay with us as well. But he wanted to stay in the city.
Stays with you on and off. He really, really likes hanging out with Arda. He really likes, of course, spending time with you and Jordan. They don't really butt heads. Jordan's a nice enough dude and doesn't usually get in other people's bullshit. And Arlen's got a lot to work through. Really takes to Alexander and Vala. Never having sort of parental figures. And Alexander picks right up where he left off. Just being that just really warm hug of a man that puts people at ease and helps Arlen sort of get into it. He doesn't want to deal with violence.
Yeah. I would take whatever I have diamonds left over from this, and so I would hand them off, and while dealing with that in the year, tell them use these funds to help build up any damage to Sky Point, and I want it to be a sanctuary, somewhere where people can go for not for violence or learning fighting or hurting each other. I just want it to be a place where if you need help, you can go to get help. Food, shelter,
Do you
healing.
want to name it something else? Arlen loves that idea and wants to put a lot of his effort into that. It's a positive building thing instead of negative.
I was thinking the Valkyrie's Respite.
Okay. The Valkyrie's Respite. A non-profit place for any wayward individual needing shelter and food and care and healing. Could offer aid to adventurers down the road for no profit. Outside of the Gygax city limits, on a hill, provide security and a place to stay. And over time, not dissimilar to Gygax, there's a little satellite settlement. The fields behind Sky Point filled in with farmland. And not a huge place. Most people want to live in the city, but it's a place where people make community out of not having a community otherwise. And so a lot of disparate individuals that live in caravans, traveling people that make it a rest stop for 2-3 months at a time. You meet a lot of interesting individuals. You meet a lot of people that have big aspirations. And anytime you show your face in that area, it's not like Michael Jackson type fever shit when or like Michael Jordan, everything stops. It's more of a respect. It's more of like just gratitude. It's nice.
And then, going back and forth to deal with that later on as Arda's growing up. Obviously stopping in to see Velios in the city. And the kids can...
We'll see about that.
Well...
Wherever anyone's located.
Yeah, we'll travel because our house can move.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine that we would travel a good bit
You
and then...
Snowbird?
Yeah.
Because it does get cold in the north and Brown Cedar Hole. So.
Yeah, and you know, she still wants to help out there as much as she can because she still knows how to heal and everything like that. Even if we lose like magic and stuff.
You don't lose all magic.
Just the high level
I'll
stuff.
tell you what you after everyone's thing when we start losing here. Anything else?
I think. How many years? If I want it to be years.
It's gonna be a gist.
For the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I think Elenia likes the idea of Arda being able to at least remember it if we want to do
probably 3.
Yeah.
So a little bit later.
To do a big celebration with her friends. To get everyone back together, to have a reason to get back together. And just have it.
Agnir invited.
Yeah.
This time.
And I think she wants to have it at their house at the lakeside. Just the keepers. Simple, nothing flashy.
Yeah. And the minimal extensions.
Yeah, like just our
Vala,
satellite,
families, yeah.
our families.
Okay.
Very small. Very simple.
And as you guys sit, dressed up a little bit, it's probably pretty casual for that kind of thing. Alexander renews your vows. And as you all sit and enjoy food that probably Vala and Katie and Siko, any more cooks?
EJ?
Julia. And maybe Isilius if he feels like it. Sitting around drinking and enjoying it, and the kids are playing, and there's sort of that weird kid scream they do when they're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's off on the side, and they're at the beach or some shit. And you all sort of, all the parents, So they sort of drink, and the fire sort of crackles. It starts to get nighttime. The kids get laid down to bed and everything. We should do this every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And so maybe every once in a while you guys do a thing.
Trying to think longer term.
We can come back. Can let other people inspire you.
I think it'd mostly just be she doesn't want to have to fight anymore. She doesn't have to,
Yeah.
so humanitarian work.
Okay. Next up.
I can go.
Sure.
So, the professor wants to, soon after the defense of Gygax, and again, you don't have to give me a specific answer on this, but she's going to try and chart out how long until magic sort of settles wherever it's going to settle.
Okay. Takes you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Charting the decay of the weave and the lack of sort of extraplanar influence. You'll settle around level 5, being pretty close to the natural tippy top.
Do we know about when? I assume it'll progress from the top down, but
It'll take a few years.
okay.
Which means, importantly, and you know this from experience, having lived in a place with technology, it will have to fill the void of some amenities. Sewage is a big one.
Speaking of which,
And there are some other things that
no.
go into that. Communication can get a little dicey. Obviously, teleportation.
once the professor learns this in the Hartnell, the professor's going to find some drafting paper and begin working on a proposal. And then is going to, however long it takes for some form of government in Gygax, a new council, a provisional whatever.
About a year or so to really get the gears spinning on that.
During that time, the professor will try and
Sure.
aid in
If Velios-
rebuilding.
If Velios will have a little bit to do with that, but yeah.
So I want to go to the council, whomever,
Yeah.
with this proposal.
Okay.
Knowing that the northeast section of Gygax has been decimated, I would like to ask permission to develop some of that land into an institute for the development of 3 things.
Okay.
I want the citizenry to have access to education about both the arcane and the mundane, not strictly magical, but if they wish to learn about new developing technologies and stuff that are going to have to take the place of some of the magic stuff that people took for granted.
Okay.
A department that's going to develop these technologies and invite intelligent tinkerers, people proficient in the arcane, whatever, to come and help develop those technologies. And then the third would be Department of Intervention.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for the next cosmic threat and being taken by surprise, the professor would like to, as the administrator of this department, find people, potentially train them, and professor, of course, who's going to, as part of this position, travel. Keep an eye out for these threats and try and prepare for them before they get to the severe extent that this one got.
Right. Yeah? Okay. Sure. Anything else? You and Cass.
Yeah. Kasdan, in relation to that, I would like to make the head of security for the Institute,
Okay.
Of course.
with an office next to mine. Adjoining door.
Yeah.
I was about to say, why not just make it one office? But
And
There you
those
go.
real dark shades for the windows. What's the institute called?
I'm just gonna call it the Institute.
oh my god.
No, this one's good though.
Mm.
No, seriously though, like ethics and research will be
Yeah.
baked into this because the professor recognizes
Okay.
how badly it went the last time.
And
And-
still a little bit of that nugget of what you had back in the day.
So, personally, the professor and Kasdan with the Hartnell, and sometimes probably with other people, you know.
Yeah.
Not only with the Hartnell, but now the Illithid ship that's been gifted to the professor. Sort of exploring the new lay of the land, so to speak.
Sure.
Maybe helping people out
Okay.
where they can. Just enjoying each other's company and
Yeah.
living
and
a life of exploration. Of course, still having a home here in Gygax, that's still the home base, but... Oh, and also, since the professor is going to be gone a lot, she makes these for everyone. Which, in case the professor isn't around and anything emergency happens, they can use these to call her, and they're also keys to the Hartnell. This one's Kasdan's. Although, of course, Kasdan's gonna be, just in case. This one is both Egnir and Icilius. They would be separate, but... And the heart pieces are actually pieces of the Hartnell that have been enchanted. Here's yours, and then... No,
Oh,
yeah, and then
oh.
this one's...
This one's.
Thank you.
Oh, these are really cool. Thank you.
Aww.
So...
keys to the heart.
Keys to the heart.
Wow, that is the ultimate level of trust.
I don't know if there's anything else. Maybe I don't know if anyone else will say anything that I'll want to build off of at some point, but that's basically it. The professor's going to spend her time at the Institute and traveling around helping
Is it a gun?
people wherever.
It's a gun.
Okay.
Mushroom.
Randy, one of yours.
Yeah. So Icilius, presumably 12 hours later when the magical mansion forces us out.
Yeah.
God damn.
First is going to retire back to Brown Cedar Hold with Julia. Spend some time just getting a little semblance of normalcy back. And then after a period is going to start traveling across Cador to visit the homelands of his former party members and finish laying them to rest.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Norak for Roland, Minehelm for Ovina, and Shadabak for Nogu.
All right.
Lay them to rest.
You do so, having conversations with those that knew them and those that never got closure, giving them that. Not so many tears as it's been so long. Lots of gratitude, particularly in Minehelm. Very big deal for dwarves. That their dead are accounted for. And your nightmares end. Whenever you think about them, it's the fond things. Not that you forget that they died or how they died, just you don't dwell on that as much anymore. It's definitely a weight. not everybody can be saved, and it's not your fault. It's just a thing that happens. And as long as you're trying, and you know you tried, that helps. And of course, Julia being there allows you to have someone to talk it over with, and she's very supportive of all of that, and tries to facilitate as much ease of travel as possible with her various sorcerer skills that are slowly dwindling as well.
Yep.
Of course, those guys come over every once in a while. Not being far, you and Jordan become cigar whiskey buddies. Whenever their kids are busy and he just wants to do a thing, you guys try to take time to do normal people stuff. You're not very good at normal people stuff all the time. And Julia wants to get back into normal people stuff, so we'll double date. You meet some other people too in Bronze Cedar Hold and forge some relationships. That fish guy is alive after the events. Not for long, a couple years, but he did make it. Anything else?
Yeah. Over the next couple of years, I want to try and help other people and adventurers like myself who, through whatever adversity, found themselves burdened with trauma and PTSD.
Okay.
So
There's a space for you at the Valkyrie's Respite.
So either there outside Gygax or maybe even in Brown Cedar Hold.
Yeah, you can do both or either. As you run an adventurer survivor
Therapy.
PTSD therapy group AA.
Just trying to emulate the things that Alenia did that helped me.
You're not good at it at first. It's hard. But you find yourself rather quickly just treating them how the keepers, particularly Alenia, treated you as you came out of that. So you help a lot of people.
At some point
Did you want to name that something?
I didn't have anything in mind, so Valkyrie's Respite works for me.
Sure.
I'll
Adventures Anonymous.
put the gun down, hopefully for the last time.
Yeah, unless you want to bring it out, the gun stays where it's at. In fact, you can disassemble that specific gun if you want. It is born from the torturous pits of hell, literally, and is meant for one thing, and that is to cause efficient pain.
It's probably better off destroyed.
And so, how would you convert that? What would you use the pieces for?
I think I'd probably smelt it down and reforge it into my holy symbol, the rose blooming out of a Lathandrian sun,
All right.
and then put that outside the shelter.
Okay. A bunch of metal formerly used to cause pain transformed into a symbol of peace and security. Okay.
And I don't know if Julie and I missed our window for children.
Is that something that you want to try for?
Yeah.
Roll for conception! Alright, so since she is obviously a willing participant, you can roll with advantage. just to see if the two of you do happen to conceive.
6 and 7.
Okay. While having no children biologically, Brown Cedar Hole does have an orphanage. There are many orphans from just the events surrounding that. And if you would like to, there are definitely several children that could stand to have a grizzled silver fox adoptive dad and his very aggressive wife. Aggressively loving, aggressively protective.
Probably adopt 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. I suppose. Do you have any requests, or do you just want me to find out?
I would like one to be a baby girl
Okay.
that we can name Alenia.
Okay. There is one that reminds you of her. Not 1-to-1, but enough. Mostly the way she is just like smiling and hopeful looking, and reached out toward you when you were looking at who to adopt, and it's you couldn't not. So Julie is very excited about this idea, and is also excited to, of course, have your adopted kids hang out with all of their kids, form their own little group. They have their own friends where they live, but
Campaign 3, we play all of our children.
if that's what you guys want to do. As you get together regularly enough for them to grow together, to learn. Maybe when they're teenagers, a couple of them try to date each other a little bit, which is awkward for everybody. But that's what teenagers do. Anything else? Any other wishes? It's a quiet
That's
life.
it. Just a quiet life.
All right.
There's a lot.
Yes, there is.
We talked about so much.
Yeah, we did.
Responsibility.
Okay.
Let's see.
The timeline changed on it too.
Yeah, the timeline. That's okay. Not a lot though. Hi, it's my turn. Not your turn.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy.
but he's just a boy.
Real quick before you do that, I'm sorry, I forgot one thing
No,
I
you're
wanted to do.
Yep.
Well, I said the
Oh,
professor
no.
wanted to be the administrator of the intervention wing.
Go on.
Before 9th level magic fades from the world, I wanted to use that wish spell. Just real quick.
Okay, it had to be pretty quick. Back
Sure.
up, bud. You're gonna knock over the fucking. There you go. Thank you.
The professor would know when
Yeah.
they need to make it.
You probably have one shot at this.
I'm gonna give it a shot. I want someone qualified to run the entirety
you-
of the institute.
You
and
wish
I want,
for this?
I want to try and bring the Herald to the future from whichever point she was.
Oh.
Let's. Oh God, how would I word this? I want to pluck her from time at a moment
So
after.
you wish.
Yes. I wish that my friend, the Herald, would be brought here from after. No. I wish that the Herald would be brought here just as Tranquis was about to leave the material plane.
Okay. Okay. the Herald is brought back in the form that you remember her. And initially is very confused. Not because of the time travel, but because she was one of the early collectivized. And so, technically, she was never part of Zilidek. Skipped forward in time to now. And over the course of a few months, is rehabilitated enough, and comfortable enough to start really digging into that. And is particularly interested in the decay of the weave. And incredibly surprised and proud of your achievements, and just thankful that you thought of her. And
After leaving her in a tower for a year.
well, that happened. He left books.
Wasn't it like one book?
It was one book.
And so you do so. And the Herald kicks back up where you both left off. Disoriented at first, but trying to do what you did before and prevent bad things from happening.
My turn now?
Still a lot.
Okay. That's a lot. I gotta look at my notes.
Okay.
Because I have 3 different areas for my notes.
Yep.
Okay. So, in the first year, Avelios calls a council meeting, and he has written a complete new form of government for everybody called the Olive Branch.
Okay.
It's basically a Bill of Rights for everybody and everyone that lives in Gygax. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other shit, but... and then, through that first year, he stays on. After that first year, he retires from his government.
Relinquishing the crown.
Yep. He's done. Why am I tearing up? I shouldn't be tearing up.
I'm so proud of you, buddy.
Why?
I don't know, but I'm happy for you.
Um,
Gonna make me tear up.
It's okay, bud.
Why was I can't read it right now.
You broke before I did today.
I don't even know why.
It's fucking 3.5 years of build-up. That's why.
So basically after that, him and Seiko start the Footed Arrow. Do you remember the rock that we all talked about never, killing way back in the day? We find that.
Oh.
We kill that. And we put that on display.
Yes, we do.
And I have my own office, because I obviously manage it, which is modeled after my father's study from the House in the Nest.
Yeah.
And after that, I turn my mansion into a halfway house. And I buy another building across from it, which will be free housing for whoever wants it and needs it. And all of the proceeds from the Footed Arrow up to the point where I need to survive gets donated back to everybody. And then I have a cabin in the woods now on water with a big orchard little bit of halfling root farming going on.
He's a stoner there too.
Yeah, I'm a stoner dad / uncle who runs a farm-to-table adventures restaurant.
Yep.
And donates all the extra money back to whoever needs it.
This is such a 180.
Yep.
And yeah,
Elenia is excessively proud of you.
Where-
I would do anything to help you
where
succeed.
is the location of the cabin that we decide?
We didn't decide a location.
Okay, so
It's just-
what sounds nice? These guys are at Brown Cedar Hold on the lake.
Gotta get back to Gygax though.
Yep.
Which is
So
far.
west of there
Yeah.
is a. So you could go west of there to the Sanguine Sea. You could go a little bit to the east, just before the Virescent Glades, and there's a nice lake there. You could go to north, the Tin Top Coast, Marengo, stuff like that. Is a big lake. There's a long, you know what? Actually, there's a long river just to the west of Gygax that runs south and runs into a big lake. That you could use river access to travel back and forth if you wanted. It wouldn't be terribly far from Gygax, so when they visited, you could do that. And it's near the Virescent, which is just about the climate you'd need for an orchard. It might be the perfect spot. So a little bit south of Gygax, sound good. Nice inland freshwater lake.
That's it.
Armadillo, yeah, I think Armadillo would like that. She has, in between times you guys aren't in Gygax, which would be extended stays for a couple months at times, probably. She's qualified to homeschool. She does like them to have an official education, and doesn't hate the idea of having a little bit of institute education at some point.
Well, I've already picked what all 4 of the kids do, so.
So let's see that. So what do the kids got going on?
Tation, which was named after my father, becomes a scholar and a professor, and a
Okay.
teacher. Zalaria does what mom does.
Okay.
Works in the nursery and stuff like that. LSR works at the Footed Arrow with me in the kitchen. He's the manager. And then little weird Silerin becomes an adventurer like his father.
Yes, he does. A little bit smaller than you ever were.
Him and Arter are gonna kick butt together.
Yep.
Him and Arter do hit it off quite well. Whatever Arcelius's kids might be named, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Anything else for Velius and fam? Vel will be around for a while now, that the life expectancy is longer. He is more than happy to work the Footed Arrow as a bartender.
He can have it.
His glaive hangs above the bar, and it's a way for him to vicariously live the life that he no longer has the knees for. And also to tell great stories of a former emperor and his friends that saved the world. How much does Egnir have?
Not a ton. So he's going to take Numai up on her offer.
Okay. And with the I didn't plan this. With the pieces of Saldru available, you become through magic and the last little bits of 9th level spells. A magically transitioned dragon. I assume green, an emerald green.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to be a? We once shared a picture of a particularly swampy-looking dope-ass dragon. Is that what you're going for?
Is it the one I sent you recently?
Today?
No, like within the past 2 months.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
So, a little bit different from the standard green dragon. Do you want to describe it?
I can post the picture in Discord.
Sure, post the picture in
Probably easier.
Discord. The official Discord. Okay. It's a very cool photo. I don't know who it is, so it's better to share it in the Discord than on stream because I can't credit the artist. But
I want to see it.
is it in the Discord?
That's awesome.
It's super cool. Yeah. Super cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool feathery swamp dragon.
Yeah, I don't know the artist. It's from a Magic the Gathering card, Beladros Witherbloom. But
Okay.
it is a Golgari colored dragon.
Really cool.
So we'll do that,
Okay.
and then
You still have the ability to shape back into Egnir form, but for all intents and purposes, you're no longer a humanoid. You're not an elf.
Yep.
You're a dragon. Okay.
How long do dragons live? I forget.
Thousands of years.
Like more than elves.
But he's a druid.
He's an arch druid, so like
so it's 10 times that.
So
he's
Wowzers.
like fucking immortal.
conceivably,
Darwin.
max, we're talking 50K.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
He's
live.
gonna see civilizations rise and fall. Oh
If
Yeah.
he
my
doesn't
god.
die in the meantime,
Yeah.
Wow. I would be if there's anything that could kill him, I would think that no one else has a chance. So I don't think he's gonna die.
As D&D, you don't just transition genders, okay? We fucking species smash. Alright? And that's what he wanted to be, so he did it. Okay?
After that, I will go back to the Golgari and assist them kind of in this initial phase, rebuilding, restructuring, helping to stabilize
Matriarch is there,
newly reborn planes.
confused, very grateful, and offers you, if you are you giving up your Golgari everything?
I would request a different role.
Okay, so she offers you advisor.
Yeah.
But she still wants you to maintain the titles, but as an honorary rather than a obligationary.
And obviously staying available for any
Yeah.
big threats to the planes.
And while the planes are not around, one of the main things that happens, the only planes that seem to exist are the material. Probably the elemental, since elements are happening. The Feywild and the Shadowfell. Everything else seems beyond the divine gate and too far away. No, and the ethereal plane.
And then after that, I go back to Injustice to rule with Numai, and whatever size clutch happens.
How would you describe Egnir's ruling style? Numai's would be cunning.
I feel like as a person, he's probably mad at.
I think at this point he leaves more of the politics to Numai, but he is more concerned with just proactively maintaining the balance between all of the planes after
Okay.
kind of missing the signs on the elemental planes and everything
Okay.
that happened.
So some of your power is willed towards draconic planeswalkers.
Oh.
You being chief among them. Not having to adventure unless you want to. Okay. Some things you experience before we get into Ubron. More of this will be revealed in Campaign 2 as you enter that new world. But for now, magic caps at level 5. Unless your institute does find, and other cultures find it around the world, pieces of the moon that crash down still have enough latent divine energy within them to use as the means through which one could conceivably achieve those higher level spells.
Okay.
There may be a cost to this, but you don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
The second major thing that is noticeable for all of you is that while the inland spaces are normal, there's only about 10 to 20 miles of oceanic shoreline that's viable for travel before storms and waves block off intercontinental travel.
Is that something perhaps to do with the elemental planes being
Seems
unstable?
to be the case. And lastly, and maybe most glaringly, the one real negative effect in a sea of wonderful accomplishments. There's nowhere for dead spirits to go. And so unless properly interred in whatever way the person or culture deems that, whether it's through cremation or burying, and then laid to rest properly. There are a couple sites where maybe a big battle will go between some a couple warlords or something, and that field is haunted. So things like the supernatural begin to become pretty natural. But with this comes a sort of cultural armistice for the most part. The flagrant use of vast magic kind of caused all of this, whether through the hubris of the people that began the process or what it became to crave.
Yeah.
People start shifting culturally to more of the ways that you guys choose to live now. Semi-agrarian, not relying on magic for everything, doing it with your own hands, relying on very interesting things that come out of the Institute, which makes the professor technically very wealthy if she chooses to have that.
she'll live comfortably, but like Avelios, give back to the city. The Institute is like, it's a public...
Gygax itself, the middle of it, people don't really want to build on it. And over time, after a few big rains, and the sort of bowl of the city fills with water, people start on the old, what would be an old regular day, what they begin to call Star Day, or Day of the Keepers. Specifically in Gygax, but around the world as well. People, the tale pervades as people move and grow and tell the tale, and as magic fades and the stars obviously are there and something changed and they search out maybe different versions of the tale, bridging into myth. But Star Day in Gygax is a day where when the sun goes down, in what used to be the rubble of the center of Gygax, is instead a public, vast lake surrounded by a developed and beautiful culture of all kinds of people, no longer separated into wedges, spurred on by the catalyst of the Institute, but also the wealth that Avelios and the Crown have donated, the industry of the people that just live here. People take boats, or they swim, push them into this lake that covers a good third of the whole city at this point. And some of you go from time to time, and they let off different floating lights. You make it yourself. It can be elaborate. It can just be a little tea light and a little paper, tiny hot air balloon. And people fill the sky with stars above the city of Gygax in your honor. You're invited many times. Whether you accept or not is up to you. But when you go, if you go, you're not heralded like gods. You're treated like heroes because you are that. And so, probably forever, the citizens of Cador will celebrate Star Day and the Keepers of Ain. And now we close that book. And the next time we sit at a table together for a real campaign and not a one-shot, we'll see different people in a different time. 35 years after today. And that's the only sneak peek I can give you for now. So thanks. Been a dope 3.5, 4 years. We'll do it again. Another dope 3.5 to 4 years. Maybe longer. I don't know. Need to mount this fucker on the wall. You got him. And so, for the last time, the Keepers of 8 enjoy some time with each other. Let's go get fucked up. We love your faces. We are going to go spend time together. We love you very much. Hugs for everybody. Darwin doesn't like that. He only likes... does not like heterosexuality whatsoever. Alright.
Darwin only hates the hugs because he's not included.
That's true. Alright. And Darwin will not be in the next campaign, but he is cute. Alright. Love your faces. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will be back regularly streaming probably Saturday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. My ass hurts. Have a wonderful night. Love you. Stupid ass dog.
I was that emotional, and then I realized it's just like the closer we get.